going live. Alrighty, so we're up and going. Perfect. All right, so the reason why we're having this conversation is that often I'll have people that will talk to me about their business goals or possibly hiring people. And the biggest thing is whenever I'm talking to them, I'm like, okay, so how are you intending to help it make it easier for someone to join your business? So this is where SOPs or standard operating procedures help along the way. And it also will help you, not just only team members. If you've never heard of this term before, I aim to be able to help explain this in a way that it's more bite-sized for you to start applying inside of your business. Whenever I do talk to people about creating SOPs, there can be this question about how do you get started and what do you actually need to keep track of. So with your standard operating procedures, there are, depending on the type of business you have, there are a ton of different ones in which you can create. However, the main ones that I want to really encourage you to start looking at are going to be in the technology in which you use. So that can be a CRM, that can be your emails, that can be your accounting systems, just your everyday processes with tech. So if you do use a email marketing platform, if you do use like a scheduler for your social media content, you want to have standard procedures for all of that. Not only just for your own sanity purposes, but of course for team members. If you start to hire people, even if they're working with you 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week, the only way that someone can support you is they have to know exactly how to do the things in which you do. And here's the thing, even when you hire someone that is amazing, the way that you do things may be different than the way that they would do things. And I find that people often get upset or they lose patience with other people because they haven't created something for someone to actually follow and duplicate the same efforts in which they're able to get. So when we're talking about SOPs, it's always going to be one, you thinking about how am I going to be able to be consistent with the activities in which I do. So then there was not a rewriting, reconfiguring every single thing. And before any of you, there are any event industry that say, oh, I have such a high level type of business, I don't need to have any standardization. That is not true. And I would challenge you to just kind of, or encourage you to think of what would happen if I had some structure in my business to be able to be consistent. So you want to think about your technology that you're using so it can be recorded. So if you ever have a VA or someone is supporting you, they can follow those processes. Another one is your client onboarding, because again, you want it to be that you're streamlining, because every time there's confusion, it's slowing you or someone else down to be able to bring in more income inside of your business. So those are the two main ones. However, there are a ton more. So because again, you want to have operating procedures for event execution, day of, how you do everything should have some type of procedure. But today's conversation isn't going to be over what types of SOPs you should be using. It's going to be on how to go about creating your SOPs. If you want me to do a more in-depth video on the different types of SOPs you can have inside of your event business, let me know and comment below and I'll be happy to share. So it's all about the tech to help you getting started today. The first one that I want to share with you, of course, is Zoom. Zoom is a great platform for you to start recording your standard operating procedures. Yes, it's great to have things in a paper format. However, it's also great to have things in video. The reality is that the average individual has different ways to learning how to do things. There are some people that if you just write out all of the steps, they'll do amazing, while other people, they would have a hard time. So one thing you do want to remember when you're creating your SOPs is that how you originally get it done may require you to have a different version or have some additional steps to ensure that someone on your team is able to use the training materials to actually execute the services in which you want for them to execute. So the reason why I recommend Zoom to you is because you have the ability to do screen share, or you can just do a talking head video just like this. I'm not currently using Zoom. I'm using Riverside FM. which is something that you could use that's similar. However, it's not to me about the platform you're using. It's going to be whatever platform, if it's Zoom, if it's Riverside, if it's Loom, that will allow for you to do screen recording. So how I mentioned that you would want to keep track of the steps you do when you're creating email marketing, or how you do your booking. You would just want to record a video that's dedicated to your onboarding and break it into clear, concise steps. So then a person can always go back and use that as a resource. So if they're feeling unsure about how to do those little micro pieces. Do I recommend doing a 2-hour, 3-hour video as a SOP video? No, because here's the thing. If you do this super long video, how will they be able to find the information in which they want to find? It will be extremely hard. So when you are going to use video platforms like Zoom, you do want to make sure that you have specific topics that you're talking about, and then make multiple videos so that you're able to have a nice category and library that you can send to people that are working with you, and they don't have to watch a 2-hour video. The second one that you can do is that depending on the type of services you have, Zoom may not make the most amount of sense, depending again on your type of business. You can do as well as using your cell phone for recording. This is very important, I think, especially for those of us that are in the event or catering industry. We're going to say the hospitality industry as a wide spectrum, because if you are wanting someone to support you with setting up a display or packing up supplies or breaking down events, pull out your cell phone and record yourself doing this activity and explaining it to the people that are going to either come into your business or that are already inside of your business. Because I've heard when people feel themselves very overwhelmed because they're always having to repeat themselves, but you have nothing for anyone to follow. Here's something that I say to people, and when they really think about it, they're like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe this. Often people leave their jobs because they feel as if there's poor management or leadership within their company, or people are not organized. However, often I find that entrepreneurs, when they start their business, and this is not only new people, this is people that are established, they haven't created the processes that they need to create so that people enjoy working where they are working. So we're leaving mayhem and then we're creating mayhem. Do not do this. So this is, in the beginning, it doesn't have to be this full out production. This can be when you're going to do a balloon setup, or if you're going to do a catering setup, or whatever service you have your tripod and have your cell phone and just record yourself. It doesn't have to be super professional. It just needs to be effective, and it needs to have clear steps for someone to follow. So you can easily send that video to someone on your team so they know what to do next. So I hope that is helpful for you, because I think that sometimes we overthink what needs to happen instead of just getting started and making it easy for people to follow through. All right, so the next one that we do inside of my business as well, my event planning business, is we use Google folders, because some of you are going to find yourself tempted to just, again, put all of those Zoom videos, put all of those personal videos, put all of the typed up documents that you're going to have and put them all over the place. It's so important for you to use Google folders to keep things organized. And here's the reason why I recommend Google folders compared to just storing it on your laptop. Is because if you have people that are going to work in different places, they can access your Google folder with ease. So we have an SOP folder within my company, and we keep everything into different buckets. So we have a folder that's SOPs for emails. We have a folder for graphic design. We have a folder for website. And this helps when we need to either make updates to documents and videos, when we need to create a new video, or we need to create a new email template or templates in general. I like to have those things nice and organized, because especially once you start doing this and you look at different ways inside of your business to start getting organized, you'll find that with some topics, like for those of you that may be event planners, you may have 10 different steps that are a part of just the execution. That's not including your client management system. That's not including anything for marketing. So you wouldn't want it to be that you have one big old folder with 30 different documents. You want to have it organized. Organization makes it easy for you, but it also makes it easy for the people that are working with you. And the good thing about it is that with Google, it's free. Yeah, I mean, it's free, and unless you have a domain, which you need to have a domain, especially if you have a business banking account. We all need to have domains. So you're already paying for Google folders. So just use them so you're able to keep yourself up to date and keep everything organized. And then the biggest thing too is once you do that, take time to just keep those things updated. It doesn't have to be something that you're reviewing, I would say monthly. It might just be once a year or twice a year. You go through those folders and see what you might need to update or what you might need to record. And then also, I would say that when you're wanting to make updates, this is when you want to look at where have there been, I like to call them opportunities for growth, which can be misunderstandings, challenges, or something of that nature inside of your business. And thinking to yourself, how do I improve this process? And then what do I need to do to help with educating the people that are working with me? And you may think, hey, Jessie, it's only me right now. Yes, I understand. But the thing is that you don't want to wait to do this. I find that people wait to do SOPs and then they want to hire someone. And then the first thing that they say is that I had to let them go because I was doing everything and I felt like I was paying someone, but they couldn't get it right. In reality, we're the ones that created that. So you want to get started today with recording your content and keeping your templates organized. I hope that this has been helpful with you just getting started. My goal for this video is to help you with seeing that you don't have to do these long productions. It doesn't require you to write this 20-page document if it doesn't make sense for you right now. I do want you to remember you want to have both a visual as well as a written explanation of those steps. The beautiful thing is that platforms like Zoom, I believe, but I definitely know Riverside FM, it allows for you to be able to have the transcript. So that can be a cheat code for you. So if you do want to invest in a Riverside FM account, I am happy. I'll make sure to put in the description a link so that you can save money on that. And you can record your videos and share your screen just like you would do in Zoom, and then it will give you a transcript. So now you can use that transcript for that training video and put it into a Google sheet, a Google Doc. So that is a Word document inside of Google, inside of the folder for that topic you were talking about. Actually be killing two birds with one stone, because you'll have the video recording and then you'll have the transcript that will take people through. And then of course you want to format that transcript. You don't want it to just be like a long block of words. You want it to be easy for someone to read. All right, so I am super excited to hear from you. Have you ever taken the time to actually create your SOPs? And if you are stuck as to where you're getting started, please let me know what type of company you have, and start the conversation about how you can start using your SOP to grow your business. I'm here to see you hit your goals for 2024 and learning how to master your SOPs inside of your business. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, and talk to you later. Peace.